we have two assignments today. Why do robots never panic? Why don't robots ever panic is the first one. We're talking about two different properties on this one. First is the commutative property. The commutative property holds true for both addition and multiplication. So you can take two numbers or multiple numbers and move them back and forth. M plus 8 is exactly the same as 8 plus m. So let's say m is 3. 3 plus 8 equals 8 plus 3. That's true, isn't it? Absolutely, and it's true because of the commutative property. So that's going to show you. The same thing works for multiplication. 3 plus 8, or 3 times 8, is exactly the same as 8 times 3. For example, 3 times 8 is 24, 8 times 3 is 24, and again, that's because of the commutative property. But take subtraction. If m is 3, 3 minus 8 would be negative 5. 8 minus 3 is 5. That's a false statement, and it's false not because of the commutative property, not because of the associative property. It's just plain old false. The same thing with division. 3 divided by 8 is 3/8. 8 divided by 3 is 2 2/3. Not even close. It's a false statement. The associative property is the other property we're talking about on this assignment. The associative property talks about parentheses and grouping symbols. They associate things together. With addition, you can say 3 plus 4 plus x. And again, we can substitute something and prove this easier. Let's say x is 2. So 3 plus 4 plus 2, which is 6, is 3 plus 6 is 9. 3 plus 4 is 7, plus 2 is also 9. That's true because regardless of where we put our parentheses, we are associating the same things, and it works for addition. Does it work for multiplication? Well, let's find out. Let's turn this x into a 2 again. 3 times 4 times 2, which is 8. 3 times 4, and then we'll distribute it to this. What's 3 times 8?
24.
24. 3 times 4 is 12, times 2 is 24. And it also holds true because we're talking about multiplication and the distributive property. With subtraction, again, let's take 2, because it's a nice easy number. What's 4 minus 2?
2.
What's 3 minus 2?
1.
So that side would be 1. 3 minus 4? Negative 1 minus 2 is negative 3, and that is not true. That is a false statement. They made it look like the associative property, but it's not. 3 divided by, what's 4 divided by 2?
2.
2. What's 3 divided by 2? 3 halves, or 1 1/2. We're going to make this 2 again. 3 divided by 4, 3/4 divided by 2. Well, let's suffice to say, we can do it, times 1/2 is 3/8. They're not the same, and that's a false statement. So you see, you cannot associate using subtraction or division. It's also one of the ways we get rid of subtraction. Remember when I said we don't use subtraction, we add the opposite, so we can use the commutative and the associative property. Question on these? Good. Now you see the reason we don't like to use it? We like to use addition, and we like to use multiplication whenever possible.